This whole thing is an absolute fucking joke. I'm not taking the fucking bullshit vaccine to go into a fucking art museum.
Have you ever been hit on by a guy? Like, in real life?
I literally was just gonna say it's flattering when you're saying, like, I don't mind it. It doesn't, like...
Bro, it's like the most flattering thing, because it's like when you're a guy, there's like, I don't have any delusion. The joke I usually make is like, I always like feeling like a pretty woman, like when a guy comes up to me and has the balls to be like, you're handsome. Like, there's something about that is like flattering. It's very endearing, but like...
As long as they're not, like, obviously not, like, overly pursuing about it. Like, if they're like, oh, okay, it's fine. You look great, honey, and just, like, leave it alone. Not that I'm, like, getting hit on by gay dudes all the time. It's not really been a common occurrence in my life, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, that goes with anything. Just don't be, like, rapey.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm cool if you just, like, you look cute, you want to fuck, and I'm like, nah. And, like, if that's the end of it, like...
Yeah, it's like you
I'm
kind of
walking fucking a little... I'm standing a little, like... 6 inches taller that day.
6 inches longer.
Walking away, fucking my pants are tight.
Why are my shorts shorter?
Why is that man's butt so big?
Why does my mustache smell? All right, I think that's where we should start it. Yeah, the fucking...
Just come in with, why does my mustache smell?
Yeah.
We both have mustache now. We should call this the fucking mustache cast.
Yeah, dude. Fucking
the Stash Cast. Sponsored by fucking Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good sponsor. We should...
The last order for Doordash was a fucking... It was like a salad and a milkshake or something, and it was the one where they didn't have the lemonade, and I called, and they didn't answer. I didn't know what to do, and I got fucking pissed off. So I was like pulling up to their house, and I was like, what if I just took this large milkshake and just fucking wailed it at the siding, which just like splattered it everywhere, and then spiked their salad on the ground, like took a picture of it, like, your delivery has been arrived.
That would be fucking awesome.
Like, you think I would probably get like deactivated or something.
Yeah, probably.
Or just, all right, I could take a picture of it normal and send it to the customer. And then like, that's the picture that goes to DoorDash.
Yeah,
and then fucking fuck you and your lemonade. And they did. This is what was wrong. The customer did nothing wrong. Like, the only thing they didn't do is
just not answer their phone.
Not answer the phone, and then like, that's not a big deal because I can just get a refund. And then I was just mad. Like, you don't answer my fucking call?
Don't you know who you're talking to?
I'm working here.
I'm walking here.
Trying to fucking deliver your fucking salad and milkshake, fucking oxymoron meal. Like, I'm trying to be healthy, but also fuck it. Like,
we got a lot of those this summer where it was like people that would order like 5 orders of fried shrimp and then like 1 salad, grilled chicken. It's like, go fuck yourself.
It's probably like family where it's like the one cousin. He's like, I'm a vegan. But yeah, one video, the guy's like, he's like, it's like a German video or something. It's a blonde dude. I posted it on the Instagram. It's like, tell us something that your mom wouldn't want to know or something. And the guy's like, yeah. Fucking sucks on the mic. They're like interviewing people in a nightclub or something.
That was
like, you have something you want to say? He's like, yeah. I'm not gonna do it.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy that's like, I think it's like Romania or like Estonia or like somewhere like Eastern
fucking
Bloc.
Stony.
Yeah, fucking Latvia, fucking lateral line. Fucking, where's that? There we go.
He's hitting the right buttons this week.
Yeah.
Normally I'm just guessing at a sound effect and it's always wrong.
You hit the fucking record button by accident. Yeah, there you go. But the one that fucking gets me every time is that kid he's like in a dance club, and this reporter comes up to him and goes, did you know that Osama bin Laden died? And he starts like going off about how his mom's in the Illuminati, and then the reporter's just kind of like still holding the mic there, and then she's like, yeah, but do you have anything to say about Osama bin Laden dying? And he goes, Osama bin Laden has died? And the lady's like, yeah, he died. And the guy just goes like, it starts dancing.
I've seen
the
that
fuck
video,
away.
but I didn't know the bald dude.
Yeah.
I never saw the interview, but I always see that clip.
Yeah, there's like one that has like it getting translated where it's just like Osama bin Laden's been killed, and he's just like,
he's on so much ecstasy.
Yeah, he's just rolling face.
That guy's still around, and he does what's it, cameos or whatever, where you pay.
Oh no shit, really?
Pretty sure he's like, I saw him on Twitter or something.
That's pretty
He's
dope.
like an EDM fucking...
Yeah, like one of those fucking scene kids.
Characters. Nah, he's just like a meme in that like scene or whatever.
Yeah. Like one of the kids where he's not like an artist or really contributes anything. He's just a meme, and then
literally
people keep him around.
Recognizable.
Like the Techno Viking. Like remember that guy?
No, I've never heard of him.
I got into a beef with somebody on Facebook one time. I was in this group that I used to just laugh at because it's literally like white knights and incels that all simp over the same 3 fucking chicks that the chick will post something in the group, 5,200 likes in like 40 minutes, and then like a guy will post something and it's just like
37 likes,
37 likes, like 300 comments with like a bunch of dudes calling him a faggot and whatnot.
OP is a faggot.
Yeah, like, but then there's like the group is called Gameology, and it was like just basically about
what's
like
Mology?
Video game. Oh fuck! It's a good one. That was a good one.
So stupid.
That was so good. No, but like the
That's so retarded.
It's so dumb. That was I got someone at work the other day. I said, "Did you hear that Sean Connery is opening up a curiosity shop in Lancaster? It's called Something's Amish." And I was laughing about that. I was laughing about that the whole way home.
Oh fuck!
I still giggle about that one. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Remember that movie he was in with like Alyssa Milano or something? It's called Entrapment.
So, yeah, someone mentioned that there was like the last piece on a game of Minesweeper was like up for debate, and I was like, oh no, it's like straightforward. It's this piece because like I know how Minesweeper works. Like I played Minesweeper.
I used to just press buttons on that fucking game.
It is a button masher. Like you could theoretically finish Minesweeper by button mashing because it is like a thing about probability and fucking like what the evidence that you procure by clicking more gives you, and like you can in theory just like click through it and not have to get lucky. Yeah, like it's not like but like then there's like if you actually understand what like the numbers are and how to use the flags and shit, like you do. Like
I knew the numbers, I never knew what the fucking flags meant.
Flags are just what you mark
like
what
markers.
you think. Yeah, and then some are like you think it's one, but you're not entirely sure, but it won't take a flag away, so you know what the true count on the mines still in the field are. But like, yeah, it's like there's a little bit of strategy to it, and it's like it's not insanely, it's not like the craziest, head game, but it does require like a little bit of like
critical
understanding
and like
understanding of what the game is. But this guy, like, I knew for a fact what he was talking about was like wrong. Like he approached the game with the incorrect information and was like, yeah, I don't know if it's like a toss up between these two and these two. And I was like, no. Because it says like 3 right here and it only says 1 over here, the one in the middle clearly does not have a mine on it. That's the last one. And he's like, no, it's not, because this one has it. And I was like, no, this is it. So I then like started drawing him diagrams on my phone and like showing him, it's like, this is the last one you clicked. I know that because this was probably a 2, and that's why you would have thought that this one, like, but it's giving you enough evidence to know what it is. And I just get like 300 fucking people all dogpiling on me going, check out the fucking guy over here who thinks he knows how Minesweeper works. And I'm like it's one of those ones where I know that, like, even if you're right, you're still gonna lose. Like, you just look like a fucking asshole. So then I just
basically like any argument with women.
Yeah. So then I you just try to bait me into that today. You try to fucking rope a dope me into fucking bashing
misogyny. Fucking women.
But so then I made the alpha move of, well, I must know so little about probability. This is how much money I made at the casino today, and flashed my wad, and everybody's like, that got like 300.
Flash your fucking whiteboard, stupid.
300 fucking dislikes, and then a bunch of people going, "Oh, tax return must have been good this year," and I was like, I haven't even gotten my tax return. Just digging the hole fucking deeper. Like
that happened to me the other day with an old guy.
Oh fuck.
Real quick.
No. Internet. That's just that. Internet arguments fucking suck, and you leave feeling like a loser no matter if you. Like, no matter what.
We were having like a playful banter. Like, he was saying something about like, you have your choice, take the jab or live in your basement. And I was like, well, why do I gotta stay in my basement? Like, I don't need a COVID card to go upstairs.
I don't even have a basement, cuz.
And he said trailers don't have basements, so I wouldn't worry about it. And I said, you know what, Boomer, how about you suck my fucking dick, you fucking loser? And I just started going off on him, then I got banned. It's like, I was calling him ugly, telling him to ride his fucking bicycle a little more because he was like a Lance Armstrong douche. Like, I was like, you got no pictures because you're ugly. Like, imagine. I don't know. And I looked it up. Trailers can't have basements, so fuck that guy.
Trailers can have basements?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's like a real project.
Oh,
but
I mean, that sounds...
Sawzall, cut the bottom out, dig a hole, park on top of it.
There you go.
Nah,
right,
there is like a legitimate
Viet Cong basement.
mobile home basement thing. I looked it up. But I wasn't going to reply with that because I was so mad. So I was like, you know what, Boomer? How about you suck my fucking dick?
That's the appropriate response.
I didn't get banned for that. And then the next comment I said, go ride your bike some more. You don't got any pictures on your Facebook because you're ugly. And I got banned for that, for harassment. We got to cut that all out.
That's getting cut out, yeah.
The prep.
We'll start back with my smelly mustache. So back when I was in Raleigh, I had there was this bar that we used to go to called Ruby Deluxe, and it's
Ruby
like
Ridge conspiracy.
Yeah, Ruby Ridge conspiracy. But no, that's another topic we got to dive into. Ruby Deluxe is this gay bar, and it was right after the Pulse nightclub shooting had happened
in Orlando or whatever.
Yeah, so like, no, that was like. Yeah, it wasn't Orlando. I think it was in Florida. I know that. I think it was like South Florida or something like that, Fort Lauderdale maybe. But yeah, there was like yeah, exactly.
Not really funny. It's fucking vulgar. Chippy speaks facts.
So, like, they were kind of paranoid about like people bringing shit to the bar or trying to start shit, so they were always like kind of cagey about like strangers coming in. But like they knew us because we were service industry and they had a pool table, so like service industry plus pool table equals like we'll patronize your bar. We're not gonna break your balls about the gay thing. Like they had cheap drinks and we liked going there. Like, you know,
I don't give a fuck what y'all do. Like,
exactly.
Y'all got $2 PBRs. Dude, I'll suck a dick to get in.
$2.50 PBRs, $3 well shots. Like I was there every fucking night. And like
$3 well
and
well
a fucking
shots
dollar pool table, dude. Like it was not a bad fucking situation. I said it. It's a bit of a difficult situation.
It's not really a difficult situation.
Yeah, exactly. But like, so we would go there a lot, and we got to know the owners, and like Jamie knew the owners and everything. So like we were always cool there. But then there was this one night where this guy showed up, and it was like kind of like immediately after, like I think it was like within a week or two of the Pulse nightclub shooting. This guy showed up with a knife and said he was like gonna fucking murder a bunch of people. And I'm gonna have to bleep all their names, but we all stood out there,
Joe and his pals,
and basically like prevented the guy from getting in, and like we helped like make sure that like we could stand as like a second line of defense if security couldn't get him off the property. What they did though, like they got him out to the street and told him to go fuck off.
Now was he a hate crime dude, or was he like a jaded lover or whatever it's called? Like
no, what? I think he was just a crazy person.
That's
like,
cool.
Like he was apparently wandering around downtown, like looking for a fight, and when nobody would give it to him, he was like, "Oh, that's the gay club. I'm gonna go there, start some shit." And like that's at least
those faggots won't defend themselves.
they can't fight.
Are they gonna scratch my eyes out or hit me with their purse?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking queers.
Fucking sound logic. But no, like so anyway, we ingratiate. We got like just because we like basically helped keep the guy from coming back into the bar, we got ingratiated in there, and like people were always really friendly to us there. So like it was like super nice. So we got ingratiated in, and we were hanging out there a lot. And this one guy, and he was a regular at Ruby, he comes up to me one day while I'm getting drinks at the bar and goes, "Hey, you're very cute. I want to buy you a drink." And I was like, "Sir, like I'm just going to shoot this down right now. I work with a bunch of friends. We all come here because they have a pool table. Like I really appreciate like what you're saying. I feel very flattered, but like I don't want to take your drinks because it's not going to lead anywhere." He's like, he was like very respectful too. He's like, "Dude, I understand completely. I just wanted to say that." And I was like, I shot my shot, and I was like, "Totally cool. Would you like a drink?" And then bought him a drink. Sure enough.
You fucking homo.
No. I was getting a bunch of drinks, so I was just like, "Hey, throw another PBR on there." Like it was nice. It was like I felt like it was the appropriate gesture. So I get him a beer. We kind of divert. So then we finish playing pool. We go to another bar that's kind of down the way, but it's like far enough that you'd have to drive there. But like we didn't say like, "Hey, we're going," like, and I don't think he was stalking me either, which is like I'd like to clearly illustrate that I don't think this dude stalked me. I think we just by pure serendipity,
small area.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like it's like being in Anchorage and seeing someone in Carolina.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. Like even if you have to take an Uber, like there's a high probability you'll end up there because they stay open later or something. So like we go to the late night spot. Sure enough, this dude walks out of a fucking Uber and comes to the late night spot, and he sees me and he goes, "Oh, hey, Joe." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And he goes in, he gets himself a drink, he comes out, he's got 2 shots.
This one's for you.
Yep. So he goes, "I know you're probably going to say no, but I got this shot for you. Will you at least take this?" I said, "Yeah, like, you know what? I got you the last one. I'll take it."
As a friend.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
isn't a date.
He's like, "Absolutely." I was like, "I'll absolutely do that. You were very kind at the last bar." Like, what? But like, he's like, can I give you my sales pitch? And I'm like, you know what?
I'll hear it.
I'll hear it.
I'll hear it.
I'll hear it. So, guy goes, what I want to do is I just got that Uber. I could rehire the Uber right now, take you back to my place. We're going to get completely naked on my couch, eat mushrooms, and watch Judge Judy. And I had to say,
I'm in.
Dude, I was like, that is better.
No gay stuff, though?
I was like,
no gay stuff,
I was
right?
like, that is better than any proposition for a date that any girl has ever given me. Like, that sounds like a
He
good
just
time.
swept you off your feet.
He had good episodes of Judge Judy, too, that he had lined up, like, for this exact...
You ever seen the one with the cat?
Dude, he's like, do you ever see the one where the guy can't run the hardwood floor and he just ends up giving up, and then like they have a bunch of pictures and like the lady's like entire kitchen is just missing chunks of hardwood floor? And I was like, no, that sounds hilarious though. He's like, I have it on DVR. Are you sure you don't want to come? And I was like, dude, I can't, but like you're making it really hard not for me to.
All right, can we scratch the naked part? Like, can we just hang? Like, do we gotta have our cocks out? I feel like this is something Bert Kreischer could be talked into.
Like if I was a
him
weak
and Tom talked about that on the show, where like he was like
getting proposition.
He's like, I could think I could get talked into sucking a dick.
I kind of like I abide by Rogan's like I don't think there's bisexual dudes. I think there's gay dudes. I think there's really dumb straight guys. I kind of abide by that because his sales pitch was flawless. Like he thought about this. He had intent. He knew what he wanted. And I'm like, dude, if it was any other if you were a girl, I would fucking marry you on the spot, but like I can't do that. Like I'm just gonna disappoint you. And he's like, I understand. Like that's the other thing too. He was totally understanding. He just wanted to try, and I applaud him for that.
And I'm sure for every 10 guys that he tries that on, one of them goes back.
Probably more than that.
That's a thing that gay people like love turning straight dudes.
Oh yeah, or no, they don't even love turning them. They just love hooking up with straight guys.
Not
like
turning.
Yeah, but like. That's
like
a thing,
convincing them for the evening. Not like they're full on gay, but I've heard tons of stories about married dudes and fucking people in long relationships that like hook up with dudes on the side, and that's just.
Do you ever see What is it? The MSNBC's fucking Lockup.
60 Days In.
No, not the 60 Days In. The one where it's like it's just them documenting a prison.
It's just called like Locked Up or something.
There's like a word for it, but anyway, there's like this fucking show, and they were doing one on Long Island, and I was like, oh, Long Island, like I know exactly where this prison is because I went to college like 15 minutes away from there. So like when we used to do blunt rides, we'd go down that way and fucking see it. Yeah, man, like
throw a doobie into the fucking yard.
Nah, it wasn't like that close, but you could see it from the highway. But I knew where it was, so I was like, it's called Locked Up. Something raw or something like that. But yeah,
you gonna get it raw in the shower tonight.
Yeah, but they were like profiling this one dude where they if you're a gay dude, you get put in a separate tank, like because there's like pods and tanks, and then like the pods are just like your general population, but then there's like tanks where it's like if you have certain circumstances, like you're a pedophile and they're not ready to release you into general pop yet, then they put you in this tank. And there was like this tank that these gay guys were in because they hadn't like proven that they were like good at like sociable enough to like not like rape anybody or like try and use the gayness to their like they lay it out better than I'm explaining it right now, but they had reasons to keep them like kind of isolated for a while.
When all the men fucking them.
So there's a particularly violent gangbanger that got locked up, and they threw him in the tank with all the gay guys because they knew he was either going to take advantage of them and then they could just throw him into solitary if he did, or he would kind of behave and then they would throw him into general pop, but like he had to go through the tank. While he was in the tank, he claims that he gained a boyfriend while he was in there, and because you can gain a relationship, the relationship kind of like translates to like good behavior or something in the penal system. I don't know how. Yeah, penal. I don't know how, but like they kind of like his sentence was expedited a little bit, and then the guy he was hooking up with was hoping that because his sentence was expedited, that his sentence would also be in turn expedited, but it wasn't. So then this dude is clearly not gay. Like he's clearly just putting on this fucking charades so that his PO and like all the fucking parole board will like stay off his ass. But he like has to go like once a week down there, and they do this like thing where they're talking through the glass, and he puts his hand up like this, and they kiss the other side of their hands, but like they put their pinky out and shit, and it's like the guy's just
like eating a
so
bubble.
yeah. He's like so disinterested with it. He's just like, oh yeah, love you very much, and the guy's like, oh my god, I can't wait to get out there and just kiss his face and do all this, and the guy's like, yeah, it was good seeing him. Well, I guess I'm gonna go back to doing whatever the fuck else I was doing.
Being
like,
free.
Just does not give a shit about it, but he has to like keep it up for whatever reason. I think because the guy inside helped him. One hand washes the other.
Yeah, it's like the whole fake marriage for a green card type thing where you gotta like keep the facade going.
I mean, it's like it's not like optimal entertainment. Like, I'll bring it back.
Let's talk about the Ruby Ridge thing.
All right,
I'm done talking about dumb broads. I don't know.
No,
I don't.
Oh, let's stop talking about broads.
Cheating women and divorces. And
okay, so Ruby Ridge,
fucking whack.
Ruby Ridge was this. It was this fucking thing that happened out in, I want to say, Washington, where there's this guy who was living out in the woods, kind of doing like the. It was like right on the heels, like by a few years, I think, of the Ted Kaczynski guy. Do you know who that is? The Unabomber.
Yeah. Unabomber did what? I remember like the Oklahoma bomber was fucking...
No, that's Timothy McVeigh. The Oklahoma bomber was like a white supremacist guy. And there's also like...
conspiracies galore about that one. We don't need to go into it. Ted Kaczynski, what did the Unabomber do?
Okay, so the Unabomber was this guy who lived out in the woods. And I think he went to like Harvard or MIT or one of the two. He's a real fucking intelligent guy, but he basically was like very adverse to technology. He thought that technology was going to ultimately be like the unraveling of Western society because technology moved at a faster clip than we're like as humans capable and adept to like keeping up with. So like if you throw shiny things in front of humans, we have a tendency to gravitate towards them, but if you keep making those things like exponentially more shiny and more like intrinsic because you're like personally connected to your phone, you're personally connected to the shows you watch and shit like that, like you feel like a like you kind of like can fuck people up. And like what he was basically warning against was things like TikTok and like the vanity lifestyle that Western culture has inevitably become with like YouTube influencers and like social media and shit like that. It's like he didn't really foresee it, but like he had the kind of this like inkling idea of like, I'm gonna say that like we're gonna like all this technology is gonna progress too quickly and we're not gonna know how to handle it and it's gonna fuck shit up, and that's essentially it. So he started mailing letter bombs to people that he thought were directly influential on like the progress of this technology, like a couple of professors that were like media professors and stuff like that, finance professors, like stuff like that, people in media too. Like I think he mailed a couple bombs to like news outlets and like shit like that. Like I think it's the one CNN. I think he mailed a bomb to CNN. So you just
open the letter and then it just blows up in your face?
He had a way of mailing it where it was like there wasn't like enough metal parts to detect a bomb, and they didn't really give off residue in the way that bomb detection normally does, because bombs for whatever reason give off residue. I don't know why. I worked in a mailroom. That's a thing.
Like gunpowder or whatever, whatever kind of explosive it's made with.
Yeah, it's like the like compound explosives. It means that it's like a binary explosive. Is like, it means you need two parts to make, like, is like they're inert on their own, like as independent things. But there's this stuff called like tannerite that you can buy, and when you have it, it comes in two separate pieces. Then you mix it together, and then that becomes an explosive. So it's inert when it's not separate, when it's separate, but then when it's combined, you have an explosive that pretty much detonates if you hit it with anything. So like you can shoot at it and it blows up. Binary explosives also, they give off residue for whatever reason. I think it's just like some part of the chemical process, but I don't know why. They told me when I worked in the mailroom at the law firm, they're like, yeah, if you notice any leaky packages, don't fucking open it, like fucking call the police right away. Which Jesus. Yeah, but so Ted Kaczynski figured out a way to like circumvent that. He was using like wood and like fucking mousetraps and shit, and like figured out how to like make explosives out of that. But
enough to kill?
Yeah, enough to kill. He killed a couple of people. I think he killed like 3 people.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, he got caught because somebody, actually, there's a really good show, I think it's called Mindhunter on Netflix, where the guy that figured it out, they were publishing his, because he wrote like letters with all these bombs, and he had like a manifesto and everything, and like there was like a bunch of stuff where his basically like his ideas were published, and someone had the idea to put them in the newspaper, and it was like the FBI profiler was this guy from Philly that figured out, he's like, you know how like Philly people say water instead of water?
Yeah.
Because of that, there's like certain inflections in language that he was like, yeah, this guy speaks with a certain inflection based on the way he writes. So they published his manifesto, or like a couple of pages of his writing, and sure enough, I think it was his brother's wife, so his sister-in-law, figured out that it was his writing, and then that's how they figured out who it was. They got caught in the woods. But yeah, it was like right on the...
She's a fucking rat.
She was a fucking turned.
Stool pigeon.
Fucking turned. There's a bunch of fucking pigeons in the garage.
Never telling your friends, and never suck a pecker.
That,
I don't remember what the other line was.
I have.
Never telling your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
Always keep your mouth open and ready for incoming traffic.
God. I can't reach the sound effects, but I'll let you do the fucking...
that one. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
So then that was the Unabomber. So Ted, and he like, all his manifestos were just...
Why did they
like,
call him the Unabomber? Was he sending them to like universities? Did he have a unibrow? Like, I don't understand.
I forget why. I think it was just because he was...
Look that up, Jamie.
Yeah, look that up, Jamie. I don't know why they called him the Unabomber. I think it was just because he was going for like isolated targets probably, but not entirely sure on that. But this, like, Ruby Ridge was like right on the heels of that, if I'm not mistaken. So the FBI was super fucking paranoid about like all of these like terrorist cells and like people that could potentially be harmful to like the masses while still being like isolated. So they got it in their heads that like a large contingent of high valued targets are like these people that are like basically white supremacists that were living in the pinelands of fucking the Pacific Northwest, like essentially neo-Nazis and like white power organizations and shit. So
I'm not finding a fucking
definition for why he's the Unabomber.
Yeah, like it was the first question that came up. Why is the Unabomber called the Unabomber? But it's just a bunch of about the Unabomber. What's the Unabomber's life like now? He's still alive.
He is. He's in prison for life, but they actually just put something out on Netflix about him. They were talking about like him.
Law enforcement dubbed him the Unabomber because his early targets were universities and airlines.
You got that. All right, there you go.
I was just guessing. Like
nice guess.
Uni? Like
I
they
thought it
say
was
college in Europe. Oh, I went to uni.
They went to uni.
Fucking
love it. Fucking cool British people with bad teeth.
What a bottle. I gotta know what a closet. British chip, that's we stay.
This is going great.
I hate myself. I've had crippling anxiety and like mild depression this week. It's just good.
Yeah,
times.
it's because
like,
we haven't seen the sun in like 5 fucking days.
Anxiety's horrible, man. Like it's came and gone for I don't know. Everyone has it, but
yeah,
you get that like where you get in a rut where like you just wake up every day with like that knot in your stomach. It's just I don't know.
Yeah. I've been
on fucking edge. It's because I haven't been sleeping enough and I'm drinking tons of coffee and I'm just grinding 12 hours a day on fucking
I've been
like gay fucking food delivery service.
You're doing something, man. Fuck it. Like you're doing.
Whenever I get into a job, I always end up going too hard and then just burning myself out and quitting.
Yeah, same.
Like it's just there's no other. I'm not like let me just put in my like 30-hour week and chill.
You get addicted to like the overtime and the cash flow, and then you're like then you realize you don't have any time to like spend or enjoy the money, and then you're like fuck it, I'm gonna start taking days off, and you're like oh yeah, the days off.
And the DoorDash one's easy because like most jobs you can't be like well I want to stay until like a lot of times it's like no well someone else is coming in, but like DoorDash is just like do you want to extend your dash extend and I extended today and I got another delivery on the way home when I hit you up.
Yeah,
but it always gets you. Then I'm just like extend fucking I'll make $10 more, I'll fucking get another delivery. And like it actually does work out sometimes though, because today I was in Ocean City at First Street and it gave me a pickup in Summers Point and then drop off in Marmora. It's like I was kind of going that way anyway, and I made $12 to fucking do it. So
how we doing?
It's not. I had a horrible morning, but I still ended up making just under $60.
That's good, man.
I was like 3 hours active, so I mean, really $20 an hour. But I did sit in the McDonald's parking lot for a fucking hour waiting for orders. So it's just...
But yeah,
the podcast featuring my cat.
You finally got some pussy on here. But yeah, okay, so Ruby Ridge. So the FBI starts fucking profiling all these fucking people out in the Pacific Northwest. There's this guy who's living out there in like semi-seclusion, like in isolation, out in the woods with his like wife and his kid. And fucking your cat.
I wanted to meow.
Just There you go. You're squeezing an old cat. Your cat's gonna croak on the.
Holding her. I want that to be like our little production company sound effect, like just that.
All right.
That's so good.
All right, deal.
You're what is it? You're immortalized forever, Mimi.
Mimi.
You're an internet icon now.
Mimi, you're the next Mimi.
Fucking word human. We didn't even name her Mimi. My cat didn't have a name until she was like 11.
We had a cat.
It was just Cat. The Cat, we would call her. And then my mom invited this homeless blind black woman to live on our couch. She lived here for about a year, and she named our cat Mimi.
Nice.
And yeah, shout out to LaTanya. That was kind of weird. Friends would come over and they'd be like, "Who's the blind lady staring at the wall downstairs?"
It's my mom.
She got a sex change.
Color change.
Took her down to Mako and
melanin implant.
and an eye fucking extraction.
Oh, dude, I finally got to do this on my podcast the other day.
That's my mom. That was the weakest fucking little air bubble ever. It's like...
now it's so... Oh, man, I'm a fucking...
We're outside, so it's got to be a good one if you're fucking smelling it over there.
Dude,
I'm walking here.
I mean, just Ruby Ridge is where, like, that meme about, like, the FBI shooting your fucking dog came from. Because it's like this guy... Yeah, you don't know that meme?
I've heard, like, I've obviously seen the meme about, like, regular police doing that, but I didn't know that was an FBI thing.
Yeah, like, whenever alphabet boys be knocking, like, hide your dog, hide your wife, like, that's the... Like the fucking...
They kill your wife too, or they just fucking...
Well, that was like what happened was this guy lived in seclusion out in the woods. He fucking ends up befriending his neighbor, who happens to be part of like a chapter of the white supremacist, like local white supremacist organization. Like, I don't know if they were Nazis or whatever. I don't want to like make it a misnomer, but like they were a group that was like high enough in the white supremacist rankings that the FBI was watching them, and then we're watching this guy who was friends with his neighbor, because then like they knew he had like guns. So an FBI undercover guy infiltrates like the white supremacist thing, befriends this guy who's living in seclusion, and is like, "Hey, I need to get a shotgun. Can you get me a shotgun?" And he's like, "Yep, I can do that. Like shotguns are legal to do private transactions with in the state of Washington." Like, he was able to completely do the transaction perfectly. The guy goes, "Oh yeah, could you do me a favor and modify it for me? Could you cut the barrel shorter and cut the stock off so it's like a short barrel shotgun," which is super illegal. It's a federal offense. So the FBI informant coaxes the guy into doing that. He complies, sells him the gun. Bam, FBI's got a case. Now they got the ins to get to this guy as an informant, so they can use him to infiltrate the white supremacist shit further for the FBI. Like, get certain insider information, if you will. So somewhere along the way, while they're surveilling this guy, they fumble the bag, and he either makes terroristic threats or they solicit a terroristic threat out of him. Somehow they end up like getting in this situation where there's a standoff going on because he doesn't want to turn himself in, and the police as well as the FBI, because they know he's friends with the guy with the white supremacist and they've been watching him, FBI shows up. So they have a bunch of snipers basically surrounding his house, trying to get him to turn himself in. They also have like some local guy who's like a veteran who knows him, and they're like trying to get him to come in. He goes in there, but then the standoff continues. So they end up having a miscommunication with the sniper, and the sniper is told not to fire, but he just he just disregarded it, is what I think the common belief is, and just shot into the house. Ends up killing the guy.
He just had enough. He was ready to fucking go home.
He's like, he wanted to call it a fucking day. So he shoots the guy's wife by accident instead of the guy, kills his wife and his baby and his buddy, and then like not the guy. So the guy has like nobody left. Or he might not have killed the buddy. I think he might have just shot the buddy and he got wounded or something like that. But yeah, the guy's wife was holding the baby and they got...
And all of this because he procured a sawed-off shotgun for
he made... The FBI made him sell them a sawed-off shotgun.
Not made him, but kind of like entrapment type shit.
Exactly, yeah. So they ended up doing that. But yeah, they shot his dog too. Like, he turned himself in eventually. But like, yeah, like he lost everything.
How long was the standoff?
I think it was like a day or two. But like, it was like...
The sniper was like, dude, fuck this. I gotta take a shit. Like,
so
Let me just
check this out.
He's like, let's wrap this shit up.
Do you know who the Branch Davidians are?
I've heard of that. That's like, is that the Waco thing?
Yeah. That's the David Koresh cult.
Where we were like literally artillery firing on.
Yeah, we were driving tanks around on fucking. They burned their fucking compound down. So the same sniper almost was the guy that kicked off Waco. He was the guy that shot into Waco.
Yeah,
that same sniper worked for went from the FBI to the ATF. They just rebranded his division, and then he became an ATF agent, and then he was on the fucking ground.
They probably had to shuffle him around because of the incident.
Yeah, and he fucking did it twice.
Yeah.
There's pictures of him posing over dead babies and shit in like the fucking rubble of the compound. There's like literally this guy with this fucking M14, and
That's
then like off behind him, there's just a charred corpse of a kid, like 10 feet away. Yeah, man, it's fucking nuts. But yeah,
it takes a lot for me to get like not uncomfortable, but like disturbed or whatever.
Yeah,
like that's
isn't that fucking
dark.
disturbing?
I love dark humor, but like posing over dead children just is like.
Well, the ones that are real fucked up are the Rhodesian bush war photos. There's a movie actually. It's on YouTube. It's called Africa Adido, but it's translated from Italian to Africa Blood and Guts. And this Italian film crew went and recorded a lot of the bush war, which was fought like between. It was like all over the place in Africa, or at least the documentary was. But they recorded like all these Afrikaans, I believe is what they call themselves. They're like white South Africans, but back before it was South Africa and Zimbabwe, it was Rhodesia, which is like a lot of these white farmers. So there was like a war going on between them and the black factions of government that wanted to take over because they felt like white Africans were colonialists or keeping black Africans who were inherently supposed to like belong there
motherland.
Down. Yeah, something like that. So
they're not wrong.
This film crew follows these guys around and fucking they're just capping kids, and like fucking there's
the Rhodesians are?
The Rhodesians are, yeah.
So
they're
the
just,
white people are.
They're just fucking walking around. There's like dudes they get into a firefight where they end up burning a house down, and there's just people running out like with their hands up, and these guys are just like fuck you, bop bop, fucking, and like they get.
And this is white people shooting black people.
White people shooting black people.
Nice.
Like uniformed white soldiers shooting fucking unarmed black people.
Nice.
There's one where they're shooting a 30 caliber belt fed Browning machine gun just into like there's like a bunch of people crossing a road, and they're just mowing them down with a fucking machine gun.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's on YouTube. It's called Africa Adido. ADDI. Oh wait, actually, they have one of the best clips on YouTube. Let me pull this.
Link will be in the description.
Let me pull this up. Just switch it on, and then check this out.
Oh, you can run it right through.
Shops and houses.
Now, is there any way you can add the video to it in post or no?
I can, but I might get it demonetized. So these guys,
we're having monetary compensation anyway, but
oh yeah, we say the F word. Fuck it. All right, I'll just
Yeah.
put it on there anyway. I'm gonna see what I can do. But yeah, so these guys are all lined up against the wall. These are apparently like Muslim rebels that are like doing a raid to try and figure out if there's like political dissidents or whatever. So they just shot all these people like right while these guys in the car showed up. Like the film crew just shows up and like they were not
they just
supposed
literally just executed a bunch of people.
Yeah, just like literally lined them up and dusted them. So that's what's happening there.
Someone has killed 3 mutineers, so now there must be a reprisal. But we're not welcome at the execution. They scream at us and threaten us with machine guns. When we stall to get some good shots, one of the soldiers loses his temper. One of us is cut by the flying glass, but there's no question of treatment. The mutineers jerk us out of our car and haul us to the wall. They're about to execute us when a rebel officer sees one of our passports and shouts, "Wait, these aren't whites. They're Italians."
You have sent me that little end snippet before. That's fucking great.
Is that pretty good?
That's so good.
Yeah, that's from Africa Blood and Guts. There's a lot of like there was like a whole fucking like Italian subgenre of like filmmaking where they were just like making exploitation films for like African, like the whole continent of Africa and whatnot. There was one that was like in a more positive light too. Did you ever see Endless Summer?
No, but I played in the Endless Summer Soccer Tournament in like first grade.
It's like this documentary from I think like the late 60s or early 70s about like surfing all around the world, and they went over there and like people I guess kind of argue now And it's like, this is like Reddit, like extremely deep Reddit, that they're like, it's exploitative because it like, you went over there and you used their natural beauty of their landscape and their water and you just treat it like a fucking third world like playground, and it's fucked up that you didn't do it. It's like they literally went over there and had like a film crew set up on the beach for 2 days so these guys could go surf. Like, it's not like they're fucking the Chinese
and they paid their fucking way. And they
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like it's like neat. Like the little kids have never seen fucking white people, let alone surfboards. Like they were freaking out. It's a really good documentary, actually. You should check it out. I think it's still on Netflix, actually. But like, there's
what's it called?
That one's called Endless Summer. The
okay.
other one's on.
You just said that.
The
I'm
one
a
I just
idiot.
the one I just showed you is Africa Adido, and that's on YouTube in its entirety. YouTube's got some fucking real whack movies on there in their entireties and like uncensored.
If anyone would know that, it would be you. I was gonna say you have like this infinite wealth of knowledge of like strange historical events and like videos about them, like the Chinese.
You could just say I'm autistic, and like
I mean, I am too, but you got the good one. I got like
I don't have the good one.
I'm like scared of women, and like
you have a girlfriend. Like I'm the one that's afraid of women. I just like sit here and harbor resentment towards a gender that I don't understand. Like, that's true autism right there.
Nah.
This is all getting cut out. That guy's too nice. I can't fucking bust his balls.
Nah, fuck it. Good content.
That's
This is the part of podcast where we pull our dicks out and fucking.
We're at an hour. I actually do have to go tinkle.
I have to pee real bad. I was making a gay joke, but I do have to fucking pee.
I'm gonna go pee in your yard. And we're back.
Ugh.
Welcome to the Blacktooth Podcast, featuring Jake Seymour and myself, Joe Scrocca. How are we doing today, Jake?
And we're here to rock. That's what Sam Tripoli does on this podcast. He just got done berating me about we can't do other people's material on the pod. Just stealing other podcasts' fucking opening lines.
But you want to know something funny? Though?
We could chop this into two if we are. Probably not.
I mean,
you're
maybe.
never labeled. We did an hour, and it's not like there's going to be an hour there.
There's
going to be like 32 minutes.
Yeah, there's going to be 15 minutes of that probably.
It's funny, a little inside baseball for the listeners.
Oh, cool. We're going into the Inside the Pod segment with Jacob.
Yeah, every week we record a solid 2 hours, and only about an hour of it's usable because we're just saying bad stuff. I don't.
Actually, if you would have listened to the last podcast, you would have heard that I had a little thing that I had to leave in there about like we just like there's like a long beep, and then I was like I just cut back in because like half of the podcast isn't usable, so people just don't know that we edit this and like it was like a whole thing.
Oh, you like actually talked?
Yeah,
on,
we talked. We both talked about it. It was pretty funny. Yeah,
I gotta listen to that.
Like,
how do I expect people to listen to the podcast when I don't even fucking listen to it?
I mean, I just like it was expecting you to cut up clips because I know you normally find a clip that I forget about.
I literally like dropped the ball on that. It's just been a busy week.
You've been Doordashing. I mean, yeah, I got you.
Grinding.
Fucking making all them fucking door monies.
Yeah, I was working this morning and it was slow as fuck. And I was in Sea Isle and couldn't find a public restroom, and I just was in an emergency situation, so I pulled into this park where children were playing, and I whipped my penis out. I was at the hockey rink, actually. This is where this went down.
Why didn't you just go and
it was locked, I
this?
Figured.
Oh, fuck.
And I didn't want to walk over and have it be locked, and then I'm like doing the pee-pee dance. I had to go since I was in the north end of Ocean City, and it was stupid, but I should have just went when I was at the McDonald's, but I didn't. Either way, I'm in this fucking parking lot, and Joe's always telling me how it's possible to pee in a fucking bottle in the car.
It is.
And not get it all over yourself. And turns out he lied.
I did not lie.
It all went smooth, but like until it didn't. And I was fucking putting my dick away, and then like I aimed my dick down and like just pee came out of it. Like I didn't pee, but like there was just still some in the tube or whatever.
Yeah, you still had
it was just all over.
It was
like
a
lot. Like I had to come home and shower mid-shift. I dropped a cup of coffee off to my girl. I told her about this, so she knew.
My pants, babe.
She thought it was hilarious, but I bring a cup of coffee to her with a fucking pee stain on my pants. Like walking to her office, like, "Hey, here's your coffee." I fucking have no control over my bladder. She's literally like, "How's your pants?" I was like, "Wet," and I was just like, "I gotta go," and I just got I just ran out, went home, showered, fucking. I never attempted this because like the way the seat sits, it kind of puts you back, and I'm a tall dude, so I can't really like lean forward right, and I have a very small penis, so it's hard to accomplish.
That might be a factor I didn't think about it, because I think being short, I have that going.
Your legs are just swinging, not even reaching the pedals. I can sitting on a phone book.
Gotta wear my boots, babe. Gotta get on my tippy toes to hit the accelerator.
You're like SpongeBob driving with his big toe. In that one meme.
Yeah, I could no like so the move is like stand a little bit and then like get your balls in like out and then but
I didn't have my balls out at all.
But like you can do it in a water bottle. Water bottle's not impossible.
I was in a water bottle.
Coffee
I have
cup.
so much experience with a water bottle.
Yeah, like.
I'm good at peeing in water bottles if I'm standing and it's going downward. It's just a fact.
If you're standing, why are you peeing in a water bottle? For
depression.
Safekeeping?
Just didn't want to leave my room for extended periods of time.
That makes sense.
It's not my proudest moment. My mom would come in my room and she'd be like, pee bottles everywhere. And she's like, are you okay? Like,
this lemonade tastes horrible, Jake. You brewing this yourself up here? Actually, that is a fun joke. I used to work across. There's this really dirty bar in Sea Isle called.
Why do all my plants keep dying? I keep pouring these water bottles into them. I want them to go to waste.
You know the Ocean Drive?
Yeah.
The OD?
Never been, but.
So when I was younger, I used to work at McGowan's when I was a little kid. I was a little 14-year-old dishwasher working at McGowan's, and I think it was my second day on the job. The OD lets out at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And there is just it's like fucking Mardi Gras every fucking night. There's
just vomit and urine.
Yeah, everywhere.
And fluids.
Fluids. But and then my task was always when it was slow and I didn't have any dishes to wash.
Mop up all the jizz out of the alleyway.
I had to go fucking with one of those gopher grabber things and pick up like garbage from the parking lot, like cigarette butts.
That was like my main job for like 6 years. Trash picking.
I mean, they'd send me out there. It was like 102 degrees some days, and then there was one time I vomited in a garbage can because I was so hot, and they were just like, "You gotta
sickly Joe.
You gotta clean that up."
My tummy hurts.
Yeah, but it's like the second or third day on the job, they send me out there to do that. I'm picking everything up, and there's this like fucking water bottle filled with piss, and they see
Way the road, Bubs.
And they see it, and they see me pick it up, and I just put it in a little thing and fucking take it to the dumpster and throw it out. And then, like, I go in there, my boss is like, "Hey, Joe, I saw you found some treasure out there." I was like, "Oh, yeah, you mean that water bottle full of piss?" Yeah, like, I mean, I didn't know it was piss till the second or third gulp, but, like, you know, it was pretty hot. And they're like, I just threw it out, and they were like, "Wait a minute, you didn't actually drink that, did you?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, just like a sip or two." And then I threw it out. They were like, "Joe, you didn't actually, you drank that." I was like, "No, of course I didn't fucking drink it. What are you, fucking nuts?" And they thought because I was like young and naive, I actually might have drank it. And were like genuinely concerned for a minute with my stupidity.
There's a story about some of my classmates, some kids in my grade. There's some house party up the road from here, and it was the typical thing, like they ran out of beer, and like the one kid was searching for beers desperately, and the other kid peed in a beer bottle and was like, "I'm gonna play a funny on this other guy," and so he pees in a beer bottle and they're twist off fucking Bud Light Platinums or whatever, and he screws the cap back on nice and tight and he puts it back in the cooler and lets it get cold for a while, and then this other guy, we'll call him Bob, fucking goes over and Bob takes a big old swig of this fucking piss, and then I think they got in a fist fight and the kid got kicked out of the party.
Nice.
But it was pretty anticlimactic, but he got a big old swig of pee-pee. I think I've done that once by accident with one of my pee bottles.
Really? You've accidentally drank your urine?
I think.
Ew.
I think.
Or it's sterile and you like the taste.
For some reason, I know what it tastes like, but I can't remember the specific incident. But it tastes like worse than you would imagine.
You know what was...
Have you ever tasted pee?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, never mind. You weren't chiming in. You're just looking at me like some kind of idiot.
No.
No, that's my thing. Case.
No, my new, yeah.
What's her name?
It's like once an episode we gotta bleep Casey's name out.
Fucking Casey. He keeps coming up. Renaissance fart on TikTok.
Yeah,
I actually posted her clip on the Instagram where the one she was like
farting.
Yeah, got like 30 likes. I got her okay. Like, I was like, that's good content. Can I use it for the pod?
I wanted to use that for the intro the other day. I forgot.
No, dude, we got the go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the intro for this one's too fucking good. I want to learn about Vincent Van Gogh, but first there was another.
That's the intro?
Yeah, the Vincent Van Gogh thing with the ukulele and everything.
Ukulele?
Yeah, I made like a sound. I had back when I was in Raleigh, my cousin and I, yeah.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, you sent me the video. Never mind. I remember when we were first talking, you said you wanted to talk about that. So I was like, we didn't talk about it yet.
No, you did. You said you loved it, and you were like,
I did?
yeah, you said
on air?
No, not on air. No. I sent you a Snapchat of it. And
no, that I'm saying like when we first started talking here today, you had mentioned like you asked me about the Van Gogh thing and wanted to talk about it. It was a cool museum, but
what was it? So like but first we're talking about piss still because that's right up my alley.
Yeah.
So two things. First off, had a similar experience, and the guy. And I'm gonna have to bleep everybody's fucking name on this shit.
Don't even say their names. I don't need to know their names, and it makes it easier for you. Just say fucking guy 1 and guy 2. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, guy 1 who,
or just make fake names. Bob and John. Who? Okay.
Yeah, so he...
Yeah, we could just do that.
Yeah.
We're idiots.
So,
this isn't on video.
Yeah, so then he had... we were at a party together.
I think they could hear that one.
Probably they could. So
Tom and Bob.
So
Tom had Bob.
Tom was... So, the one guy was at the party, and they had a bottle of tequila, and you know how like some tequila is yellow, so someone was pouring shots of tequila. So they were pouring shots of tequila out, and everybody took one, and then somebody, I guess on the DL, had a bottle of piss, and they poured piss into a shot glass, and it was like, oh hey, so and so, you didn't get a shot, come take your shot.
Tom gave that shot to Bob.
Yeah, and Bob took it. It's like, man, this tequila tastes horrible. and like just didn't say anything else about it. It was like warm and
that's like a legit crime.
Yeah,
like nowadays.
That's a fucking that is like a fucking misdemeanor etholitis, like for fucking
it's
assault.
Like a felony.
No, it's like assault.
In today's climate, especially, that's like you're a chomo now.
I did see that if you pee on a cop, like if you're at like a fucking protest or something, and you whip your dick out and you pee on a cop, it's 2 separate fucking charges. I don't know why I know that.
Sex crime and a fucking
it's like a sex crime. Yeah. It's assault on an officer, but then it's because it's like a public gathering or something. It's like you're they like amplify the whatever the public nudity aspect of it because it's like
children are present.
Everybody's there. Yeah, it was just kind of funny.
You want that, or...
Yeah, I'll take a tune on that. Why is I don't know why the other thing too that was really funny is me and you both do impressions of our dads on the last one. And why are both our impressions just Lewis, Jacob? Our dads are just Lewis voice. It's fucking hilarious.
Jake, you're a fucking idiot.
You're a disappointment, Joe. Get out of my fucking house. Get a fucking job. Your podcast is unsuccessful and going nowhere. You just want an excuse to go get high on your friend's porch in the middle of a fucking Wednesday afternoon. Who's got a short style? Lady! Yeah! Well, hey, dude, we sank up on that like our fucking periods, though. Fucking round of fucking hens over here. Jim and Sam South.
Fuck you.
But dude,
low fucking blow, dude.
I'm here too.
Who's
man.
who?
I'm
that
fucking
means I'm
Sam.
fucking.
I'm Sam.
You look like Jim.
I'm a pervert too.
You have a thing for ladies of the night.
With things.
You just gargle mouthwash afterwards and scream faggot in the mirror.
And the N-word. Why can't I be either of these things?
Who's that lady on the couch? That's my mom.
I just was like, I fucking could have lit $300 on fire and fucking nice fucking jacket. Oh, fuck. That just completely derailed.
Take a picture of me.
Oh, fuck.
I didn't want to be long, so this is the first one I saw. And I didn't want to... I was freezing, though.
I don't like this is gonna be the one we use for the fucking background on the pod. Fucking Jakey jackets over here. But yeah,
so you got fucking
so I got fucking dumped on fucking twice, but I don't know, like
how was the ride home?
Ride home wasn't bad. I listened to Count Dankula. I listened to a fucking brutal story about fucking what was her name, Elizabeth the fucking Blood Queen or something. Hungarian lady that just fucking was accused of murdering all her servants and like raping them to death and shit. Like since we're gonna be demonetized anyway, like this
is like the second time since we've started this podcast that raping someone to death has come up. I think it was the Chinese or something. Like episode 1. I remember listening to it. And I was literally
the Raping King.
I was literally like,
yeah.
Wait, they What?
Yeah, there's
how do you rape someone to death?
They would like the rape in Nanking. What they were doing is the Japanese soldiers would corner a Chinese lady, and then like fucking like 8 of them would go to town on her till she basically either got crushed to death or just was like
by their penises.
So fucking like beat up and bloodied and shit, they'd kill themselves. But like, I mean, there's like a plethora of ways you could fucking die. Sometimes they just shoot her afterwards too.
That's cool.
But no, this lady was I forget her fucking name already, but she's a
rape. She just raped all of her servants.
So she was married to this guy who also they were like of the era where sadomasochism was like just kind of this like new taboo thing from like the eastern parts or from the western parts of Europe. So like if you were living in what like Hungary is, like you're very far away from there, but people will travel there and come back and be like, hey, I got this book on some weird fetish shit, and like it was like you kind of was like, you know, taboo, like you wouldn't mention that. So this lady finally she got married, and like part of the arrangement, like she was an arranged marriage, and like part of the arrangement was that she was going to get all this land and all this other stuff, but then like in the process of figuring this out, she finds out that her husband's like kind of kinky too, so he builds her a torture chamber, and they would
where could this go wrong?
They would hire servants based on if they were virgins or not, and then fucking rape them and kill them, and then use their blood as a rejuvenating like life.
So like Hollywood.
Basically, yeah, like it's basically like that.
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome is like from
Don't they like torture little kids
you
to
torture
like make them horrified, and then they get the blood.
So you have adrenaline, you have an adrenal gland in your like, and what's crazy is this is actually
kidneys.
It's like this is talked about in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Like it's talked about in that, and Hunter S. Thompson was one of the dudes that like was if not the first dude, one of the first dudes to broach the subject in investigative journalistic like approaches to like what is adrenochrome, why does it exist, like what the fuck is it used for. So what they were doing was they're basically, the theory is they're luring parents into giving like either unborn or very recently newborn babies, and then you kind of groom them into being very hypersensitive to scary shit, and then you scare them, and then while they're in that heightened sense of like fear and their adrenaline's pumping because they're so tiny and their blood is so concentrated or whatever, and the adrenaline is so concentrated in their blood, they will harvest their blood by either killing them or bloodletting or like somehow like taking their blood and then refining it so that it's like a very like ultra refined version of adrenaline that you can, it's like palatable, I guess. So you take it and you like, people say you see God, I guess, and like it de-ages you and shit to the effect of that. But
no, it's horrible,
dude. It's fucking fantastic. You ever eat too much fucking peanut butter and your stomach starts making weird noises?
You get all like, bloated. You literally feel like you're pregnant.
Yeah, dude.
That's the ticket. That's not the ticket. That's the ticket to pain and suffering.
The next day you just take it soft serve shits for like the first 3 hours you're awake. Everything is just like liquid, but it's kind of fucking soft. Like you're just like, like I call them Yelp shits. Like you ever just like, you're just like, oh, like,
hey God, me again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. They're like,
I used to have the same feeling you have when you're super hungover or sick, drunk, and you're like, fucking, please God. Like, you ever have that when you're like a kid and you're taking like a real spicy poop, like it's just burning your butthole and you're like 10, and I'm like, like fucking literally, like I'll never eat a number 6 from Wendy's again, God, if you just.
The first time I ever had food poisoning, I had a God moment. I went out to eat at we went to, back when the Sand Barons was still the same Sand Barons golf, like we had some dinner for like my aunt or something. We went there, we had dinner, and I was like on the way home, I had my girlfriend with me too at the time, and we were in the back seat, and she's like, you're really like, your hands are really clammy, and you're really sweaty. And I was like, yeah, my stomach just kind of hurts, I don't feel real good. So then we were like, my dad like let me walk her to the door, and I like kissed her and we talked for a little while, and she could like see I was like visibly uncomfortable and like turning green and sweating. She's like, you should go home like right now and like try to throw up. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna just like ride it out. And she's like, okay, whatever, you weirdo. So I go back and my dad's like, you don't look good. And I was like, I don't feel good.
You're sweating. You're like, I'm fine.
Dude, so we get
I don't want to leave.
We get fucking home, and I just like make a beeline right to the toilet, and just everything comes out of me. My fucking teeth came out. It was like, God. And then after I vomit for a good 40 minutes straight, I was like, oh no, it's coming out the other end, and then just fucking like I am just
the old double pipe classic.
Dehydrated on the fucking toilet, like still yellow low and like not feeling fucking good. I'm just like, oh, this is the worst. I want to just die. I think I slept on the bathroom floor that night too, because like I clearly had food poisoning. Like I was like, my
Praying
mom
to the porcelain
my
gods.
mom was just like, oh, he'll be good after an hour or two, and I was like, I tried to sit on the couch and then got up and was like, nope, and then just like vomited
spins and shit.
vomited all over again. Yeah, it was like, and then like I got drunk, like I got way too drunk for the first time, and it was like, oh, I got food poisoning again. It's like, no, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one.
I quit drinking 5 years ago or whatever it was, and no, do the there we go. I'm a dry drunk now. I'm just a miserable, anxious fucking mess. But that does not have fun. But
same.
Where was I going with that?
No, you just wanted to put yourself down for a little while. That's fine. Yeah.
No,
I think
there was
you're
a
gay,
reason. What story did you just tell?
Just about food poisoning, and then I was
Oh yeah, so I quit drinking 5 years ago, so I hadn't had like a hangover, and this happened like 3 years ago. I got Kirk's cheesesteaks and onion rings, and it was so bad that like it was equatable to like when you're too drunk and have the spins. Like I woke up at 3 a.m. and was like, it was like I was like, I feel like I'm fucking wasted right now, like on fucking
chocolate wasted
onion rings, like oh dude, it was the most gnarly like. It like shook me up for a couple days. I was like, dude, I feel like hungover. Like I was rattled. It was the same thing. Just fucking. I didn't throw up, but it was just lava diarrhea from like 2 a.m. to like 6 a.m. and I had to like call out of work the next day and like sleep it off. Like the concussion thing when I was seasick for like 2 weeks. I was just laying there like, damn, dude, this is fucked up. Like.
I was like thinking about playing hockey like a couple of days ago too, and I was like, yeah,
I want to get back on the ice.
My fucking back will hurt, and like I'm gonna take a spill like right off the bat because I always take a spill.
Fucking Hartnell down at roller.
Dude,
I can go there 50 times by myself and I don't fall. And
I put my skates on and just all my coordination just goes out the fucking door. And like
he hustles though. Kid's got heart.
I try to fucking keep up with you half the time, and then you just see me lay on the brakes or just
do a flip,
just spin out and fucking hit a board. And just like.
You're like NASCAR, just go flying into the wall.
Remember that time I got those fucking sticks shipped to me, and like the first fucking shot I go to take with the fucking stick, I just whiffed and just spun around and took a spill. So I get up, and much like the rational, sane person does, immediately break my stick over the fucking low board.
$60 investment.
$60 fucking stick that just showed up.
That upset me.
You were so mad. You were so like you are emotionally fucking a child.
And I have no fucking room to talk because I smashed things like I think yesterday I did. But
what did you smash?
Just like a box of
nice
pictures and family keepsakes.
Valuables.
VHSs of me as a child that are irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable shit. The picture.
They were just in the crossfire, and I don't want to get into it. I had a meltdown because I broke my AirPods and couldn't find the receipt to return them.
Nice.
So my mommy bought me a new pair to fucking quell my fucking.
Might as well break some other shit.
Like so retarded.
Something you could drive to Walmart and get in 20
thing.
minutes.
I used to do that. Yeah, I was. I'm so fucking gay. So brave.